Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Record Store Podcast. My name is Christina, and this is a podcast where I talk about one of my favorite albums far too long. Um, this is week 2 in me trying to figure out like my new schedule. So I'm just doing another one of the albums that um, I know really well, and that I don't really have to like super think about or do like a lot of research on. And this week it's Born This Way by Lady Gaga because I'm very much a little monster. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it would be, you would know if you follow me on Twitter. Like, for sure, I've been like a little monster ever since like I heard Bad Romance, I want to say. I for sure like I looked at that. I was like 9 or 10 years old and I was like, yeah. Wait, when was it released actually? Let's look this up because I'm curious. That was like her really big song, other than like Paparazzi, that got really big, and everyone was like, okay, well, the music video was 2009, so I was like 8. But I remember not really being that much into it until I was 10. I feel like that's when I heard Telephone, and then I was like, this is what's up. Born This Way is interesting, particularly just because it's her second album, technically. She's had the Fame, the Fame Monster, which is an EP, and then Born This Way, and then oh gosh, I'm panicking. I can't remember. Art Pop, pretty sure. Um, Joanne, yeah, and then Chromatica. If you don't count Cheek to Cheek, which I don't really, because it was like more of a collaborative album, right? Yeah, it was released May 23rd, 2011. I was 10. Um, wait, this is like 10 years old. I should have done this for the anniversary. Shit. Okay, that's okay. Um, yeah, and it has saxophones in it. Yeah, synth pop and dance pop is kind of the genre here. Definitely like a dance album. There's a reason why the joke is that Lady Gaga plays in all the gay clubs. It's because it's good. And Born This Way, is obviously, I mean, it's a protest song. I mean, yeah, but it's, like, I'm hesitant to call it a protest song because it's just being like, hey, being gay or a person of color is totally cool. And apparently that's a protest. Like, that's fucked up. But it's a great song. I mean, it's so influential, and Lady Gaga being a pop star and getting influences from like ballroom culture and like drag culture, like definitely helped put some of the like LGBT stuff into the mainstream, which is really cool and definitely should be appreciated. Features a broader range of genres such as opera, heavy metal, disco, house, and rock and roll. I like how heavy metal is included because of the song Heavy Metal Lover, which I would not consider heavy metal, but yeah, and opera, one of my favorite songs of Lady Gaga that I don't think I'm going to talk about this time just because I don't think the lyrics are like too interesting to me, but it's Electric Chapel. That's one of my absolute favorites of all time. And it just like, man, what a good song. And like it just really shows off Lady Gaga's like vocals, and like there's guitar in there, a bit of opera. Like it just really shows off her singing songwriting talent. And she writes all of her own songs, which I don't think necessarily like makes you any better than any other singers that don't write their own songs, but it's definitely admirable that she can do both, because I can't do both. Lyrical topics include sexuality, religion, freedom, feminism, and individualism, for sure. And one of my favorite songs off of here. I love all the songs. I haven't listened to this album way too much, but as Scheisse, because if you guys don't know, I'm learning German right now, and what she sings in the beginning of the song is not at all German, but she like convinces you that it is, and that's kind of to prove the point that like people really don't have people aren't listening for content when they hear women speak, right? And I think that's so genius how she did that. That it's like she uses like words in a like subversive way. Like she uses nonsense to make a point. Interesting. So interesting to me. Despite divided opinions among religious and conservative commentators, the album was well received by music critics who praised the varying music styles and Gaga's vocals. Others felt Gaga was trying too hard to please everyone through the album's self-empowerment message. Whatever. Like, first of all, religious and conservative commentators, I think people, like, I'm not going to say all religious and conservative people because that's not true, but I think, like, they'll just look at, you know, like her song's Judas, right? And I'm going to talk about that one as well. And they immediately are just like, bad. He killed Jesus. This is bad. When they actually look at the lyrical content and she's using biblical allegories to show more of like relationship between men. It's really smart. And the fact that like religious people just look at it and go, that's bad. I just hit my lamp. I got furious. That sucks, and that makes me upset because it's like, you guys are missing out. Whatever. Four of the album's singles, Born This Way, Judas, The Edge of Glory, and You and I, charted top 10 Billboard Top 100 in the United States, where Born This Way became the 1,000th song to reach a number one spot since the inauguration of the chart in 1958. So Born This Way hit number one. Good for it. I think You and I shouldn't have been the fourth single. That's probably going to be very controversial because people really like You and I think it's okay. I don't think it should have been. I think she should have kept the momentum going with Born This Way, Judas, and Edge of Glory. Like, those were huge, right? You and I, not so much, and I think it's because it's so different from the rest of the album and the sort of, you know, dance pop that we're used to. You and I is like some weird country rock and roll thing. And I like it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it was very marketable. I don't think Scheisse would have been marketable for obvious reasons. Maybe Hair or even Heavy Metal Lover I feel like would have been really good. And then Marry the Night as the fifth single could have really just like brought it all home. You know what I mean? Because I love Marry the Night. It's one of my absolute favorite songs by Lady Gaga. And the fact that it was not well received as the other ones, a crime against humanity. It really is. It's talking about how maybe her you know, public image would have changed. Gaga said, some artists take years. I don't. I write music every day. Good for her. I can't write music. I like have a basic understanding of music theory to where I can perform. But if you tell me take music theory and make something completely new, I would cry. I can't. An organ can be heard as Gaga closes Born This Way? Oh, okay, yeah. I hear it. Gregorian chant inspired male vocal choirs in Bloody Mary, guitars and violins in Americano. Oh, that song was also big. That wasn't a single? Whatever. Electric guitars and Bad Kids, Hair and Edge of Glory are distinguishable from the rest of the album as a saxophone performed by Clarence Clemens, a prominent member of the E Street Band, can be heard throughout. Who's the E Street Band? I feel like I'm showing my age right now. His little youngin'. Bruce Springsteen. Okay. Bruce Springsteen's band. Sounds familiar. She was inspired by Madonna, Whitney Houston, Bruce Springsteen, primarily. And like she was inspired by Madonna. And why do I talk about Madonna so much on this podcast? But Madonna is rude. Being like, you know, I was original or whatever. Like she liked Lady Gaga, but as soon as Lady Gaga got a lot of success, she was like, no. You know? The rude. I don't know. Like, I feel like Whitney Houston, I don't know if she made a comment on Lady Gaga before. I'm trying to think if she did. If she did, maybe it like was just kind of like implied kind of shade. I don't think she ever made a comment on that. And the fact that like so many of like Lady Gaga's influences hate her, that's sad. Like she's inspired by you. So what if you don't like it? That's pretty flattering though that she's like, and maybe if you don't like it, you should reflect upon yourself. Like I'm just saying. Other influences include Prince, Iron Maiden, which I can see. Kiss, totally. Queen, totally. TLC, I don't know. I don't listen to TLC. Pat Benatar, totally. And I love Pat Benatar. I should talk about her one of these days. One of these days I will. Okay, and En Vogue. Album contains mainly moderate tempo dance songs described as anthemic style melodies with really sledgehammering dance beats. Oh, totally. Months prior to release, Born This Way, Gaga characterized her new music as something so much deeper than a wig or lipstick or a fucking meat dress. Well, the meat dress had meaning to it. Whatever. And upon hearing it, Akon, who dis? Singalese American singer, rapper. Oh, cool. I'll have to listen to him. Remarked that she will take music to, quote, the next level. Oh, totally. This album changed everything. Album features references to several religious figures of Christianity, notably Judas Iscariot. I've never seen his last name. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Religious people don't come after me. I read the Bible a long time ago, but I read all of it. Mary Magdalene and Jesus of Nazareth. Okay, I did not grow up Catholic, and I did not realize that Mary Magdalene and the Virgin Mary was a different person. Why are there so many Marys? And like she was like Jesus' girlfriend or something? What was she? Let's see here. Traveled with Jesus. Well, she was Jesus' friend. And I don't know if they were lovers. Maybe Jesus. It's probably what Elton John says. Jesus is probably gay. But that's another story. Like he traveled with like 12 men. Anyway, yeah, I didn't know that it was two people. I'm like, Jesus, why are you hanging around so many Marys? And when I thought Mary Magdalene was like Jesus' girlfriend, I'm like, why are you dating a girl with the same name as your mother? That's kind of weird. But I'm not here to judge Jesus. Do whatever he wants. He's Jesus, Son of God. He could like kill me right now if he wants. I think. I don't know. Who's in charge of death? Angel of death? But like who says, oh, this person should die right now? Is it God? I don't know. I didn't really think we would get into the minutia of the hierarchy of heaven. But that's okay. I'm just thinking out loud. Album opens with Marry the Night, song written as a homage to New York City. I feel like that song is New York. The song's lyrics for Judas, excuse me, or about being betrayed, as well as, quote, honoring your darkness in order to bring yourself into the light, according to Gaga. Whoa! I like that! Okay, I'm gonna just scroll down to the songs now. I could look at the whole, like, influences all day because I think Lady Gaga is a really smart music writer. I think she's one of the most talented pop stars ever. And like I said, I'm a little monster, so I may be biased. But at the same time, the fact that she pulls in so many genres, so many influences, amazing vocal performances, she writes music all the time. She has a really she's dedicated to her craft. And I think that's admirable, and that's why I really look up to her. Like, and she pushes boundaries and blurs lines, and, like, it's just good. Wait, Electric Chapel has its own Wikipedia page? The recording premiered on Facebook gaming app Farmville? Electric Chapel premiered on Farmville? Okay. I'm not gonna judge. But here's the track listing. Married the Night, Born This Way, Government Hooker. Oh, I love that song. Judas, Americano, Hair, Shisa, Bloody Mary, Bad Kids, Highway Unicorn, Road to Love, Heavy Metal Lover, Electric Chapel, You and I, and The Edge of Glory. I like the You and I music video. While we're here, I know I was kind of bashing on it. I like the song, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it was the best, like, single choice. I love that music video, though. That's a really interesting music video. All her, like, music videos are good, too. I don't know who does the music videos. I don't know if it's her, but I don't know who should take credit, but let's see. How long have I been talking for? Not long enough. Let's continue. So I'm gonna go over Judas. I'm not gonna go over the intro and the refrain because it's just her saying, "Whoa," and I'm in love with Judas and Gaga and not interesting stuff. So, verse 1. When he calls to me, I am ready. I'll wash his feet with my hair if he needs. Forgive him when his tongue lies through his brain, even after 3 times he betrays me. Okay, I'm on Genius right now. This person says, in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 7, a sinning woman does this for Jesus. Quote, behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in Pharisee's house, I don't know how to say that, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him, weeping, began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Okay. I was kind of... That's an interesting biblical reference, but I don't know what it means for the context of the song. Because, like I said earlier, I feel like Gaga's making this allegory to, like, describe maybe a toxic relationship. But if she's doing that to Jesus, like, maybe it's and she's saying to, like, embrace darkness to, respect darkness to embrace light, right? I don't know. I feel like Gaga's lyrics are too smart for me. I'll forgive him when his tongue lies through his brain, even after 3 times he betrays me. In Mark chapter 14, Jesus' prophecy that Peter will betray him when he hears a rooster crow 3 times comes true. Quote, and the second time the cock crew, and Peter called to mind the word that Jesus said unto him, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt doubt me thrice. And when he thought thereupon, he wept. Why did that rhyme? Bible spitting bars. Okay, I won't say them. Yeah, once again, really interesting allegory here. Maybe this is Jesus saying to Judas, are they in love? Maybe. But I'll bring him down, down. The king with no crown, king with no crown. Is there more? Genius lyrics or not? Okay. Okay, cool. I was like really upset because I didn't see any more genius annotations, and I was like, "Is this not the song to analyze?" But there's more. And then the chorus goes, "I'm just a holy fool, oh baby. It's cruel, but I'm still in love with Judas, baby. I'm just a holy fool, oh baby. It's so cruel, but I'm still in love with baby, with Judas, baby." Fuck. Okay, I'm in love with Judas. I'm in love with Judas. Judas Gaga. Okay, verse 2. "I couldn't love a man so purely, even the prophets forgave his crooked ways." Genius annotation. While it wasn't necessarily true that prophets forgave Judas, his words have been interpreted as repentance for his sin. Quote, "I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood." That's Judas. Gaga might be implying that though he is a bad boy, he has a heart of gold, and she has reason to fall for him beyond his demeanor. Yes. "I've learned love is like a brick. You can build a house or sink a dead body." Oh, what a line. I'm sorry, that was a really good line. I don't really pay attention to the lyrics too much when I listen to songs. Like, my sister's really good. She's like, pick out lyrics. Me, not so much. Pre-chorus, bring him down, king with no crown. Chorus, breakdown. She says, "You." In the most biblical sense, I am beyond repentance. Faint hooker, prostitute, wench vomits her mind. But in the cultural sense, I speak in future tense. What is this? Come on, genius. Okay. Lady Gaga feels her previous actions are beyond her ability to take back. She's famous, she's controversial, and she speaks her mind freely. These are things she's not going to take back because she knows in the future these are things that she will be known for, the things that will make her great. In a similar sense, Mary Magdalene, who is considered a prostitute, wench, hooker, was seen in bad light. But in the modern era, people have looked upon her in a different way that shows she must be favored by Jesus and may have been understood. Yeah. And we might go over Bloody Mary, I don't know. And that's kind of also another hook of interest because that's all about Mary Magdalene. So that's interesting that she like compares herself to the biblical figure and humanizes biblical figures, which I think religious people shouldn't be mad about. That's okay. Judas, kiss me if offensed. The annotation. Everyone talks shit about Jesus. Judas, not Jesus. Why are their names so similar? Okay. Everyone talks shit about Judas like he was a bad guy, but Judas didn't kill Jesus. Jesus died for our sins. So it's your fault. Just kidding. This person's so quirky. See the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 27. Judas kills himself out of regret. Then Judas, which had betrayed him when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, "I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood." And they said, "What is that to us? See thou to that." And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself. Damn, I didn't... The Bible's so blunt about it. This line also talks about the betrayal of Jesus and how Satan entered Judas's body. When Judas betrayed Jesus, he kissed Jesus to show the Roman guards who to arrest.